Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Lisa Nandy paced backstage at Lancaster Studios, her heart hammering like an athlete ready for the gun. The bright glare of the Good Morning Britain set through the curtain felt like the spotlight before a duel. Today, she wasn't just a politician, she was under fire. And across the studio, Charlotte Hawkins was waiting like a lioness, poised to pounce. The moment the red, on-air light flickered, Lisa took a breath. She squared her shoulders, adjusted her blazer, and stepped into the glaring heat of the cameras. Charlotte Hawkins, with her signature steely eyes and crisp tone, greeted her with a polite but pointed smile. "Lisa," Charlotte began, voice calm but cutting, "many people feel that your proposals are well-intentioned, but in reality, they don't help those who need it most. None of that helps, do they?" A hush seemed to fall over the studio, even though the audience was already buzzing. Lisa's mind raced. She had come prepared with statistics, policy charts, heartfelt stories, but Charlotte wasn't asking for numbers. She was asking for change, real change, and she meant business. The moment the red on-air light flickered, Lisa took a breath. She squared her shoulders, adjusted her blazer, and stepped into the glaring heat of the cameras. Charlotte Hawkins, with her signature steely eyes and crisp tone, greeted her with a polite but pointed smile. "Lisa," Charlotte began, voice calm but cutting, "many people feel that your proposals are well-intentioned, but in reality, they don't help those who need it most. None of that helps, do they?" A hush seemed to fall over the studio, even though the audience was already buzzing. Lisa's mind raced. She had come prepared with statistics, policy charts, heartfelt stories, but Charlotte wasn't asking for numbers. She was asking for change, real change, and she meant business. Lisa's reply was soft at first. "I understand that frustration, and I share it. The policies I advocate for are designed to reach across divides, to lift up the neglected corners of our communities." She paused, choosing her words. Charlotte leaned in, her expression sharpening. "But people on the ground, families, young people, they tell me they don't feel any safer, any heard. So how do you insist that your plans are making a difference when they don't feel that way in their daily lives?" Her voice cracked a little, and Lisa felt the weight of every pair of eyes fixed on her. She swallowed, steeled herself. She wasn't in Parliament tonight. She was face to face with a live audience, her ideals laid bare. "I won't pretend it's perfect," Lisa said, her voice steady but passionate. "Progress doesn't happen overnight, but we have to start somewhere, with youth services, with regional investment, with a national strategy that empowers people to build the future they deserve." Charlotte's brow furrowed. The other hosts leaned forward, tuning in. The tension on set was electric, as if the air itself was charged with every doubt Lisa was battling. "But what about the timeline?" Charlotte challenged. "When will people see that things have actually changed? Because sympathy and vision are not solutions when people are struggling now." The studio lights seemed to flicker, or maybe it was just Lisa's vision shifting under pressure. She felt a surge of defiance. "You're absolutely right," she said, voice ringing with emotion. "Words are not enough. That's why I'm not just proposing policy. I am pushing for accountability, for measurable outcomes, for a youth transformation pilot where local authorities have real power, where young people co-design services, where funding is directly tied to results." The audience leaned in. Charlotte's eyes softened ever so slightly just before she nodded sharply. So you're not asking for blind faith. You're asking for patience, but also for trust, and giving people a real seat at the table. Lisa nodded. Her heart pounded, but she was no longer trembling. She felt stronger, clearer. "I'm asking," she said quietly, "not because I expect everyone to agree, but because I believe in something bigger than us. I believe we owe young people that chance, that they deserve a vision that matches their potential." There was a long pause, a moment suspended in time. The studio felt silent, even though it wasn't. Then Charlotte sighed, a breath that sounded like both concession and challenge. "You make a compelling case," she admitted. "I still have my doubts, but thank you for coming on and explaining it." Lisa offered a small, genuine smile, lighting up her face. "Thank you, Charlotte, and thank you for pushing me. We need that, more than anything." As the cameras cut away, Lisa felt an electric mix of relief and conviction. Tonight she had faced a fierce opposition, and, though she hadn't won every doubt, she had earned respect. Backstage, the buzz was different. Not just chatter, but a crackling sense of possibility. She knew the road ahead would be grueling, but for the first time that evening, she believed, truly believed, that the fight might just be worth it.